morning, all my sweet friends, pals, and confidants. It has been a crazy busy morning. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. It's 1:15. I've already done all my laundry, cleaned the kitchen, baked a loaf of bread, cleaned both the bathrooms. What else did I do? Washed Moses, did a load of in the dishwasher. Made my bed, took my meds. Now I'm talking to you, and I'm so glad. This morning I'm going to talk about something that's odd. It's an odd thing to talk about, but God placed it on my heart, so I'm going to talk about it. And that is Job. Job, and I think he's on my mind because my son, Michael, my oldest son, compares himself to Job. I would like him to compare himself a little more to Job because he always sees is the bad things that happen to Job. And I want to remind him good things happen to Job too, because he never gave up on God. His faith was strong. He walked with God. So, that being said, we're going to talk about Job. So right now, put this up. It is Monday, April 20th. Tomorrow, I leave for 5 days with my oldest son and youngest grandson. I'm so excited to see them. I had wanted to surprise Jacob, but then I thought Michael had told him I was coming, but he didn't. So now I think he knows. Sometimes I am really terrible at keeping a surprise. Most of the time I'm really good at it, but sometimes I mess up, and I messed up. My son sent me a text telling me I was in trouble because I told Jacob. And I didn't really mean to, but I kind of gave him hints that was coming. Then I tried to backtrack, but he's a smart kid. He's smart. You're going to see videos of him. I'll upload some videos from his game. He's got 2 games this week. That's why I chose this week to come. He's got a game Wednesday night and a game Friday night. And this all came about. I've been wanting to go up for a while, but then my daughter-in-law sent me a video of Jacob hitting a grand slam with the bases loaded. Proud of that boy. He's an athlete, just like his daddy was, and his uncle Ricky were, and his grandfather. You know what? This is crazy. Okay, so I'm getting my stuff all packed up. I've got most everything ready. I just got to put it together, and I don't have to leave for 2 hours. I'm working in the Women's Center this afternoon, so I've got 2 hours to get the little bit of stuff I need to do. I need to finish this video and upload it, and I need to finish packing. Some things I can't, we'll have to wait. Well, actually, I can go ahead and put my makeup in. I'm not going to be wearing any makeup before tomorrow. But yeah, I can get almost everything packed, I think. So, it's beautiful. It's a little chilly. It's windy, and there's no clouds. It's beautiful. The temperature range today is 64 to 72. Feels like in the 50s. It's chilly out there. I took Moses out this morning. Speak of the devil, he's out like a light. I took him out this morning, and he did his thing, and then we were right back in the house because it was chilly. I think it probably was right at 64, 65 with a brisk breeze, so that made it feel colder. And are there any other frizzy hair girls out there? I'm trying to let it grow out because there's more things that you can do with longer hair. And my husband likes it a little bit longer. So I'm growing it out, but it's at that stage right now where I just can't do anything with it. It's not really long enough to pull it up, to put it up. So, oh, and I'm having my second breakfast because I had my first breakfast at like 6:30 this morning. I had a toaster strudel, strawberry and cream, and my coffee. So I'm on my second cup of coffee. What's in your cup? And I'm having a Belvita crunchy breakfast biscuit. Now, if you have never tried these, you're missing out. They're great for dunking in your coffee. And they come in all kinds of flavors. My favorite is this one. It's a cranberry orange. I also have blueberry, which is good, but this is my favorite. So I'm not sponsored by Belvita, but Belvita, if you want to sponsor me. Okay. So yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, as Mr. Rogers would say. If you don't know who Mr. Rogers is, look him up. Coffee is good. I'm leaving in the morning, I told you that, to go see Jacob. And then I'm excited because the week after I get back, on May 3rd, I am going to Jacksonville to Revival 250. And it's in, our country's been here for 250 years, which in the scheme of things is not a long time. I remember when I was in Paris and I was looking at some of the buildings and wondering, if my great-grandfather had walked these streets. He did. He was from Paris. My dad's grandfather, Louis Perrault. And I was looking at some of those buildings and thinking many of these buildings, especially the ones on the across from the Ile-de-Cité, on that road right next to the river, there are buildings there that are hundreds of years old. So I was thinking many of these buildings are older than my entire country. Do you realize that? There are buildings all over that are 10 times older than our country. It's very cool. It's really cool to go to Europe and to see the history. I love art and history. My favorite things, art and history. Wish I'd spent more of my life studying art and history, but I didn't. So it is what it is. I was a nurse. I took care of sick and dying people. But that's what God had for me, and that's what I did. Okay, Job. So Job is a different kind of book. I should have looked it up. I'm not sure who wrote Job. I know that Job didn't write Job. Job was from the land of Uz. Uz. Not sure how to pronounce it. And I'm going to read just this first part of it, to give you an idea of who Job was. There once was a man named Job who lived in the land of Uz. It's not Oz, Uz or Uz. He was blameless, a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. Now, does that mean he was afraid of God? No. We talked about this in Sunday school yesterday. Fear of God is not being afraid of God. It's respecting God. Respecting God for who he is. He is our creator. He is our Father. He created everything. So, there's that. He feared God and stayed away from evil. So he walked with God. He followed God's commandments and did as the Lord told him. And because of that, he had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He owned 7,000 3,000 sheep, 3,000 camels. That right there is 10,000 animals, plus 500 teams of oxen. I don't know how many oxen are in team. I'm assuming at least 2, maybe even 4, and 500 female donkeys. I don't know why it says female. It doesn't say how many male donkeys there were. That's kind of odd, don't you think? He also had many servants. He was, in fact, the richest person in the entire area. Job's sons would take turns preparing feasts in their homes, and they would also invite their 3 sisters to celebrate with them. When these celebrations ended, sometimes after several days, Job would purify his children. He would get up early in the morning and offer a burnt offering for each of them. For Job said to himself, "Perhaps my children have sinned and have cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular practice. So, if Job is an example, we need to be concerned about our grown children. It's okay. It's okay to be concerned about our grown children and to worry about their eternity. Job it doesn't say he worried about their eternity, but he did offer sacrifices on their behalf to God and prayed to God. Okay, Job's first test. One day, the members of the heavenly court came to present themselves before the Lord, and the accuser, Satan, came with them. Now, seems very ethereal, otherworldly, because this isn't something that happened here on earth in the physical. This is something that happened in the heavenly court. That's what it says, heavenly court. Okay. Satan answered, present themselves before. Okay, one day the members of the heavenly court came to present themselves before the Lord, and the accuser, Satan, came with them. "Where have you come from?" the Lord asked Satan. Like, "What you been up to, bud?" Satan answered the Lord, "I have been patrolling the earth, watching everything that's going on." He's being a tattletale. Then the Lord asked Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job?" God's so proud. This is how I want him to be with me. There's my girl. I don't want him to point me out to Satan, because I don't want Satan to do all this to me. Although he kind of has. He hasn't taken my children, and I pray to the Lord that he doesn't ever do that. Then the Lord asked Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and stays away from evil." Satan replied to the Lord, "Yes, but Job has good reason to fear God. You have always put a wall of protection around him and his home and his property. You have made him prosper in everything he does. Look how rich he is. But reach out and take away everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." God knew Job. God knew Job would not do that. "All right, you may test him." The Lord said to Satan, "Do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but don't harm him physically." So Satan left the Lord's presence. On the day when Job's sons and daughters were feasting at the oldest brother's house, a messenger arrived at Job's house with the news, "Your oxen were plowing with the donkeys feeding beside them when the Sabaeans raided us. They stole all the animals and killed all the farm hands. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger arrived with this news, "The fire of God has fallen from heaven and burned up your sheep and all the shepherds. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, a third messenger came with this news, "3 bands of Chaldean raiders have stolen your camels and killed your servants. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." This is the hard one. While he was still speaking, another messenger arrived with this news. Your sons and daughters were feasting in the oldest brother's home. Suddenly, a powerful wind swept through the wilderness and hit the house on all sides. The walls collapsed. All your children are dead. I am the only one who escaped to tell you. Job stood up, tore his robe in grief, then shaved his head and fell to the ground to worship. Even after all of that, he still worshiped God. He didn't blame God. He worshiped him. And then he said, I came naked from my mother's womb, and I will be naked when I leave. The Lord gave me what I have, and the Lord has taken it away. Praise the name of the Lord. In all this, Job did not sin by blaming God. Can you say, wow? That is a man after God's own heart. I do want to meet Job someday when we get to heaven and just hug him and say, I'm sorry that all happened to you, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you remained a godly man. So that's the first chapter of Job. And I think tomorrow, instead of just going through this today and giving you an overview, I think tomorrow I'm going to read you the second chapter of Job. And that will be, I'll do that early so that I can get on the road. I would like to be on the road by 8 a.m. tomorrow. So tonight, when I get home, got 2 hours before I have to leave, 3 hours. I'll have to leave till 1. Okay, I will get everything packed up in my car tonight so that tomorrow all I have to do is grab my puppy and make a Starbucks run, and I'll be on the road. Tomorrow morning, first thing I will do is I'll get up, have my breakfast, and tell you about the second chapter of Job. Okay? Does it sound like a deal? And I'll try to do a little research and find out who wrote Job, approximately when it was written, and let you know tomorrow. Okay? I love you all. Bye. Stay close to the Lord, no matter what happens.